Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Another Set of Eyes with today's Excel Bytes blog post. Today we're going to take a look at how to avoid duplicate entries in a cell range. And we're going to use data validation to perform that. So let's see how this is going to work. I have a data range here, basically a block of 50. And let's say I want to enter the states in the United States. And I want to make sure I don't enter any duplicates. So I just set up this separate matching or mirroring range just to kind of enter our formula to see how the process is going to work. And the function that we're going to use within Excel is the COUNTIF function. We're going to count the number of times any entry is in here, and we want to make sure that it is less than or equal to 1. So we're going to use, again, COUNTIF to accomplish that. So I'm going to say equals COUNTIF. And you can see COUNTIF counts the number of cells within a range that meets the given condition. And the syntax for that is the range and the criteria for that range. So in our case, our range is D1 to H10. And I'm going to lock that, hitting the F4 key to make those absolute cell references. Our criteria is going to be each individual cell. So I'm going to start with D1. So as I copy this, I'm going to leave that as a relative cell reference, so it'll change with each cell that we copy that to. Close that, and I'm going to say that that is less than or equal to 1. And in this case, that's true. As I copy that over and down, they still obviously remain true because there are no duplicate entries in our range. While I have this highlighted, just to make it easier to see when a false pops up, I'm going to go to the Home tab and go to Conditional Formatting and create a new rule and say formulas that contain that cell value is equal to, in this case, false, and we'll format that as red, say OK, and OK. So now, if I go to start typing our states, I say PA and Ohio and West Virginia and South Dakota and Ohio. Oh, notice that our formula has determined that we have a count that is greater than 1. It's not less than or equal to 1, and that's because we entered Ohio twice. And that'll work with any area in here. Here I enter South Dakota, now it's twice. It gives me falses there. So we can tell our formula will work. So let's now apply that. I'm going to go ahead and delete all this. Let's apply that to data validation in order to not only identify where we have duplicates, but to prohibit it. So I'm going to highlight our range again. But before I do that, actually, let me copy our formula. Control C, hit Enter. I'm going to highlight our range, and I'm going to go to the Data tab, select Data Validation, and I'm going to select Custom. And in the formula, I'm going to paste our formula, COUNTIF formula, D1 to H10. Criteria is D1, and it's less than or equal to 1. And I'm going to say OK. So now, as I go through the process of entering the states, if I enter a duplicate, not only does it show up as a false here, it will prohibit me from entering that. And it says retry. So we'll put in California instead. Nope, that's a duplicate too. So we're going to have to choose something else. And again, that will work anywhere within our range because that formula is checking the entire range of D1 to H10 to make sure there is not 2 or more in that range. And there you have it. That's how you can use data validation to prohibit making duplicate entries in a range area in your worksheet. So thanks for stopping by. I hope it's useful to you. And if you'd like to see more, please feel free to go to my website, excel-bytes.com, and I hope you subscribe. Happy excelling.